What's up guys, it's Nicole. This week we're gonna start a new series on a beginner's guide to personal finance. If you're looking to learn how to start managing your own personal finances, but then you're kind of overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, you've come to the right video because we're gonna cover all of those topics and more. Stick around, we're gonna start in 3, 2... Featured comment for this episode, Idiotic Savant. Crypto, I'm going to make videos on crypto for sure, but I'm just making sure that it's well researched, how I can best talk about crypto on this channel. Stay tuned, I'll just keep commenting. I love featuring people. The way I think about personal finance is that there's 4 parts to it. 4-step framework of budget money, save money, what? Budget money, save money, make money, grow money. Yo! It's like a Frankenstein mishmash of all the content that I've consumed and put them together. So for this video, we're only going to be talking about the first 2 parts, which is the budgeting money and saving money, because I think they're the fundamental parts of your responsible finance habits. If you don't nail this, in my opinion, it's gonna be a bit difficult to progress to like the making money and growing money, the more complicated steps. Of course, I can't cover most of the resources out there. Link to my favorite resources down in the description below, so you can check it out and like read for yourself. Do your own research. I'm not spoon feeding it to you. Like what I want to do is like make a buffet of options and you pick which ones you want to like take. I keep emphasizing this. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Only you can really scrutinize and then identify which ones are going to be perfect for you. Extract what you like and then tailor it to fit to your lifestyle. Your situation is unique. Every situation is unique. We all have different circumstances, different resources, different opportunities. So not all of us can take the exact same step to get this exact same result. But yeah, there are really just fundamental principles that everyone can take. Also urge you to create your own approach, how you address this personal finance thing. And you're not gonna get it perfect on the first try. Personally, I've made a lot of mistakes with my financial decisions. Since I'm young, there's a lot of time for me to like correct those and then learn from those. So if you're young, in your 20s, you still have a lot of time to experiment and adjust course. Okay, let's divide this into levels, alright? Let's start with level 0. In level 0, there's the mindset, the financial goals. Mindset is the most important thing. I keep saying this over and over and over again. Important to anything that you're trying to learn, trying to figure out, is the fundamental basis of all of the things. Like if you don't have a solid foundation, a lot of things that you build on top of it will probably like tumble and fall. Building a strong foundation for yourself will really set you up for success. It guides you with each financial decision or even life decision, you know. Like there's so many investments out there, you're not gonna run out of possible investments. But you can run out of money if you haphazardly like invest in other things. Developing yourself is the only investment that you'll never lose, unlike investing in the stock market where you're at risk of losing your capital. Your education, your mindset, your skill, no one can take them away from you. I'm very grateful for my parents because they put me into a good school. Things that I've learned, no one can ever take that away from me. And I can use those to help me spot opportunities in the future. Another advantage that you can get from investing in yourself is that it increases your inherent value and also like ups the value that you can provide to other people. For example, how come certain people earn more for their job? A grocery store worker versus a graphic designer. There's a lot of potential people who can probably take the grocery store position job. You don't need a lot of skills to be able to do that. Therefore, the job pays a lot less than someone, let's say, than a graphic designer or an engineer, where it's a more specialized set of skills that less people have. Those jobs tend to pay higher. Investing in yourself, maybe through your education, the skills that you build, put yourself in the position where you are in a better position to create better value for other people. One of the things that I want to like slap out of your system, oh my god, I can never do this because I'm not blank or I'm blank. Stop limiting yourself. You know, if you put your mind to it, I believe that you can do it. Wow. Personal finance is not a vacuum. If you're responsible in your personal finances, I feel like the discipline, the efforts, the systems that you build, financial goal setting, like consistency in like your saving habits, it spreads out to other parts of your life. Okay, ayun. So that's mindset. Next, let's talk about financial goals. Why are you investing in this certain thing? What's your reasoning? Those are very important parts because like your situation or your goals, the things that you invest invest in are usually dependent on what you're trying to achieve. So before investing, before money doing anything at all, know yourself first. You clicked on this video for a reason. Is it because you noticed that you spend, suddenly you realize that, oh my god, I don't have any more money? Are you trying to like manage your finances because you're trying to save up for like a Nintendo Switch, for example? Are you trying to save up for a car, a house? Yeah, what's driving you to do this? Ako personally, I just really want some financial independence, you know, like that breathing room. With money comes a lot more options, a lot more freedom to do things. Once you achieve a level of financial security, not all of your decisions are directly tied to money. You have more space for that. Once you have an idea of why you're doing these things, you need to figure out a different approach for what suits you and your financial goals. There's a lot of different kinds of financial goals. There are short-term goals and long-term goals. Short-term goals are different from long-term goals, and also the financial decisions that you'll make may differ according to them. That's basically what I'm saying. If it so happens that you don't have any specific goals in mind, strive to set process goals. That's as simple as saying that you want to save 50% of your income every month. That's a process goal. I don't have any big financial goals, so more of the things that I do are process goals. Every quarter, I invest in the stock market. Every month, I contribute to my pag-ibig fund. It's not like a certain thing that I'm saving up for, but more of just developing the habits, the processes. It's good for my financial net worth, well-being thing. My advice is to not focus all of your efforts into just investing. Not financial advice. Like, imagine this. Let's say you invested 10,000 pesos. Amazing. You get a 20% return. 20% of 10,000 pesos is 2,000 pesos. Alright. 20% of 1 million pesos, that's an instant 200,000 pesos. The more capital you have to grow is so much better than keeping on chasing investments that give you the biggest gains. Like trying to seek for 20% gains, which is really big, by the way. Like you don't really get 20%. Depends on what you invest in. You're done with the fundamental. Right, now that we're done with level 1, the budget money, save money. Budgeting is different from saving money, but I think they're interrelated. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. The saving part. You see all these actors, celebrities make so much money. For some reason, they still end up finding a way to become broke. If there's only one thing that you take away from this entire video, it's that pinaka-core of personal finance is like, don't spend more than what you make. Yeah, that's it. Don't buy things that you can't afford or barely afford. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself into that stressful situation just because you want this thing, but then you don't have the money, but then you're gonna borrow some money to buy it. Credit card. Don't. If there's something that you want, make sure that you can afford it first. Find ways for you before you can afford it. BDO that. We find ways. Save as much as you can. Cut costs wherever you can. Save that. Put it away in a interest account or an investment so it can grow. But Nicole, I'm already cutting out every expense. I can't cut anymore. The thing that you should do, find ways to make more money. And this is going to be in the next video. You can only make so much from a singular source of income. So as much as possible, try to find additional sources of income to increase the capital. Yeah! Before you can plan out the things that you need to do, you need to know what's your starting point, yo. How much money do you currently have saved? What are your responsibilities? How much is your monthly expenses, loans to pay off, credit card debt? What's up with your financial stand? There's no other like straightforward way to do this. Take note of all your accounts, so all of your passbooks, just take note of everything. And also another step, a part of like budgeting money and saving money is the tracking component of it. Tracking everything, knowing every single peso that goes in and out, also knowing where they are. You need to know what you're spending things on. Like, you might be very surprised, like, holy shit, I spend this much, what the hell? So if you don't track it, then how will you manage it? Your money's your responsibility, so it's worth the extra time and effort to manage it. So yeah, you have time to spare, so just set it up. You set up the financial habits to track every expense that you make. It doesn't really matter what you use to track everything, like track everything. Like, supervise your money. There's no best app, there's no best spreadsheet. Whatever gets the job done, whatever you like using, that's the best tool. For some reason, financial tracking apps don't work for me, so I just make my own spreadsheet because it's more customizable to what I need it to do. Experiment, see what works for you. So another important thing, you need to build an emergency fund. It's an emergency fund. What you talking about? It's a fund for emergencies. It's money set aside to cover large, unexpected expenses. Like people say, like, before you start investing, build up your emergency fund and then invest. This is more important if you're already working, and very much more important if you have a family. Like if you're a student and you don't have dependents naman, you don't need to build this up first. In my opinion, I think you can, if you're young naman and you don't have dependents, I would say that you build up your emergency fund at the same time start investing. If you're wondering how big should my emergency fund be, usually people suggest 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. Here, another calculator by Michael Ignacio. You might have remembered his CIMB calculator in the previous episode. ef-calc.now.sh. You can just straight out type how much are your monthly expenses. 25,000, 3 months it's 75,000, 1 year it's 300,000. And you can be more specific. You can put your food budget. Let's say it's 3,000 pesos. Bills, 1,500, 5,000, 2,000, 3,000. Roughly, your emergency fund should be worth, 3 months it's 43,500, 6 months it's 87,000. Whatever you do, don't invest this emergency fund. Like it's meant to be for emergency. It should be very liquid. It's a big sum of money. So I suggest maybe like putting it in a high interest savings account. Ayun. How do you budget? What's the best way to make a budget? As with everything I say, it depends on what works for you. I'm not really a budget person. I personally don't budget. But then like take note that I'm also still a student living with my parents. So I can afford to not have a budget. It's a lot naman yung mga 50-30-20 budget, 70-30, all of those number divisions things. But I'll just share with you what I personally do. Like, I'm still financially responsible. Simple lang. I have two things. I have a want list and I have a free to spend list. So a want list is just like a way for me to fight my impulse buying urges. Like if there's something that I want, holy shit, I'm not gonna buy it outright. I'm just gonna put it in my Google Sheet. I put it in my want list, how much it is. Like it's not like, oh my god, sale, buy. No, oh my god, expensive thing. Okay, put it in my want list so you have some time to think. Before my want list had the date I wanted it, the item, the description, and then I put up why did I want to buy this, how much my saving goal is. You're more intentional because you're actually working to save up for it. Even though you have the money now doesn't mean you have to get it now. Another component of how I manage my money, I have this thing I call a free to spend list. It works in conjunction with my want list, my allowance, income from my side hustles. I set a portion of that into the free to spend fund so that if ever I want something, it's a good enough for my want list. I just take money from that free to spend list, a fund that's really intended for spending and everything else is for saving or investing. Just because I'm more managing my finances doesn't mean I can't indulge once in a while. I'm putting limits for myself. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope you guys found something helpful. I'll see you next week for part 2. We're gonna talk about make money, grow money. Thank you so much guys for the support. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.